Perfect. So I'm just doing a recording for the kids who are not able to join in. I'll share it across with them. Okay, guys. So today we are going to learn something new. I know you all are on mute. If you have any question, just raise your hand. Okay. Don't raise it on system. Just raise it like this and I'll unmute you. All right. Perfect. Vian, I'll come to that question. I know what question you have. I'll come to that the last. Okay. Perfect. So before we start, let me spin myself so you all are able to see me. Perfect. So today what we are going to learn is something called blindfold. Okay. I know some of you I have already taught you what blindfolds are, but it will be good revision for you. For others who don't know, it will be a very good new learning thing for you. Okay. So blindfold is nothing, but if I'm playing a game, I can see on the board and I can play, right? Blindfold is something where I don't see a board and still I play on the board. Right? Confused? No worries. I'll just show you a very small video and then you will see how it works, right? It's just a teaser video that we have. Just see this once and you'll have a very fair idea how it works. Just give me one quick second.
New York's Lincoln Center played host to a sold-out crowd of 2,700 attendees who came to hear from the world's brightest financial minds, all in an effort to raise awareness and fund research for pediatric cancer at the 20th anniversary Sohn Investment Conference. To add to the excitement, chess grandmaster Maurice Ashley emceed a never-before-attempted, timed and unsequenced chess exhibition.
Please welcome one of the greatest chess players, greatest chess minds in history, Magnus Carlsen.
Okay, now question. Is there anyone here who don't know who Magnus Carlsen is? Okay, so if there is anyone, then let me tell you, Magnus Carlsen is current world champion and he is one of the best chess players we have ever seen. Okay, so let's just continue here. And if you guys have any question, please hold it for some 5-10 minutes. I'll give you a chance to ask your questions. Okay.
Magnus Carlsen is the highest rated player in the history of chess, and on this day, he graciously agreed to donate his time to the Sohn Conference Foundation, playing a charity match against 3 brave challengers simultaneously.
Magnus, you ready for this? I've never done this before, so I wouldn't know.
To give the challengers a fighting chance, Magnus played blindfolded, forcing him to visualize the 3 chess games in his mind while playing against the clock.
Okay, so understood what blindfold means? There's a like scarf in his eyes, right? He can't see anything. He'll just tell what move he want to play, and someone on his behalf will go and play on the board, whereas his opponent will directly play on the board. Okay, I'll tell you in some time why this is important. Okay, I'll come to that.
Gentlemen, let the match begin. Board 1, e4. Board 2, d4. Board 1, black played b6. On board 2, black played knight f6.
As the match progressed, Magnus showed no signs of struggle as he called out his moves without hesitation.
Board 1, bishop e3. All the challengers are deep in thought.
Okay, and if you have observed again, so in this case he is playing against 3 players at the same time. Okay, he's playing against 3 opponents at the same time, and he is remembering each and every move that he's playing on each and every board. So even if he misses out on one single board, that means he will lose on all the 3 games. Okay, so he has to remember all of them.
Midway into the match,
Board 1, black castle queenside.
the challengers began to feel the pressure.
That was risky. Board 3, knight d5 check.
And Magnus turned up the heat.
Made the next move. Board
1 by 1,
Board 3, queen takes h8.
the challengers began to fall.
That is checkmate on board 3. That is 1 down, 2 to go. Board 1, queen takes f7 check. Black is down to 13 seconds. I resign. Black has resigned on board 1.
With the clock running out, only Paul Hoffman remained in the game.
Black has 8 seconds left. This doesn't look fun. Yeah. Queen to d8. e6.
But time was on Magnus's side.
And the time is up. Black has run out of time. Magnus wins on all boards.
All right. So this is what blindfold means. This is a very small example. I have seen players who are playing against 40 players at the same time, right? All blindfolded. So I know Divij, Atharva, you are raising hand because you have already taught you guys, right? But I know that point. It will be good revision for you. For others who don't know this, it will be good learning. Okay. Divij, I'll take the question. Divij, Atharva, I'll take the questions in some time, not now. Okay. Give me 5-10 minutes and then I'll take. I don't want to like break the the streak. All right. So again, how to do this or why to do this first of all. So if like just think of it, we all say that okay, when we play chess, it improves our memory, right? So do you think this actually improves the memory, right? Remembering so many games, right? This is what like a small sign that okay, your memories are actually getting to improve. Now, why is this important in playing chess? It is important because if you are able to analyze this 20 moves, right? Remember the 20 moves. That means when you're playing a normal game, still without playing it on the board, you can analyze what will happen in next 20 moves, right? Without touching any pieces, you'll be able to identify what is going to happen in next 4 moves, 5 moves. All right. So this basically today I am going to start teaching you how to start playing blindfold. Okay. Again, it's not a one-day thing. I cannot like teach you in 1 day or 10 class or something. It's all about how much you practice, and it will take some time. It's not like a day thing. Okay. So first, we are going to do this in 3 shapes. First one, I'll tell you right away what you have to do. You have to remember each square. For example, if I give me 1 second, just 1 second. Yeah. So if I ask you, if I show you this board, right? Like this is the chessboard. Let me stand up. You see, this is the chessboard, right? So always what happens, the right hand square, this square is always a white square for both the side. If you're playing from bottom, right, then this square is again white square. That means h1 square and a8 square are always white square. If I ask you randomly, what color square is your e5 square, right? E5, it's a black square, right? You have to remember this. Again, I don't want you to remember it. I want you to understand the concept, how to remember it. If suppose say, if h1 is white, that means g1 will be black, right? Next one will be white, black, white, black. And similarly, the entire diagonal will be white. Agree? Right? Guys, any questions on this? No? So this is the concept. I don't want you to remember like the name of each and every square. I want you to remember the concept. If you remember the concept, trust me, anything that you learn, you have to learn based on the concept. So suppose if I ask you, what color is a8 square? Can anyone answer me? Raise your hand. Okay, Adya, what is it?
White.
White. Okay, perfect. And what color square? Next person, I will ask someone. Avyuk, do you want to give the answer? What color square is your A1 square?
A1 square is black.
Black, right? Easy. Now, B2 square, who will answer? Abhiram. What color square is your B2 square? Without saying, just by the logic. If A1 is black, that means on a diagonal will be again black, right?
Yeah, so it will be black.
Black, correct? So again, how I went it? A1 was black, that means B2, that will be this one, right? And in a diagonal, it will again be black, right? If I ask you A3, A1 is black, then A2 will be white, A3 will be black, right? Similarly, B will start with white, and again, based on the even and odd number, you can find the square name. Okay? Perfect. So this is how I want you to first like practice this part. So again, say for example, your A1 is a black square, right? Agree? Agree? Yes. A1 is a black square. That means if I ask you A5, 1 was black, that means 5 will also be black. Agree? Everyone. If A1 is black, that means A3, A5, A7 will be black. And wherever it's getting even number, it will be white. Suppose B1 is white, that means B5 will again be white. Okay, guys, any questions here? On this part? Okay, Divij, you have a question? Yes, Divij, tell me.
Sir, it's like if A1 is black, then 1 is an odd number, so 3,
Correct.
5, and 7 all will be black.
Exactly. That's correct. Right. So this is the only concept. So if you once the first task that I have for you is to remember which color square, what if I just tell you the square number or square name, you have to tell me what color it is. Okay. This is your first task for next 2 weeks. You have to practice it. You have to practice it hard. Once you do it, then we'll again come back. Then I'll teach you the next part on how to now visualize pieces on the square. Once you do that, final thing will be to remember some positions that I'll give you some position. I'll remove the board, and then you'll have to understand what you have to again reconstruct that particular position on the chessboard. Okay. Once you do this much things, trust me, you are already very good with blindfold. And now it's all about going and playing it out in the game with some of your friends. Suppose for example, let me catch one of the advanced level kid. Maybe Divij, do you want to play a quick game with me? 5-6 moves.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. I play e4.
I play c5,
C5, knight f3,
knight c6,
bishop c4,
e6,
knight c3,
knight f6.
knight f6, right? So now let's go and play this one in the board. Let me share my screen very quickly. Sorry. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so what we did, you just played a very quick 4-5 moves, right? So what we did, I said I'll play e5, right? Pawn to e5. He said he'll play c6. C6, right, Divij?
No, c5,
e5. I played this one. Then
knight c6,
knight c6, right? Then what I did, I brought my bishop
e6.
e6, right? Then I brought my knight. So we just played some 3-4 moves initially, and we did not saw the board,
Then
and
I
we
had
just played it out.
knight to f6.
Correct. It's okay. We are not going to play the entire game. So we just played a few moves, right, without seeing the board. So again, this is what we are going to do as part of the final stage. We are going to start playing some 4 move, 5 move at a time, and then we'll keep on increasing it. So for example, if you're playing with if you have a friend who is there with you, or just after in the class or after the class, you can just ask one of your friends to wait back. And what you have to do, start playing 3 moves, then construct it on the board. Then play next 3 moves, again construct it on the board, right? Play the next 3 move, again construct it on the board. And this is how we are going to follow the final stage. Once you do that, once you're done with 3 moves, then we'll move to 4 moves, then 5 moves, then 6 moves. And trust me, this is something that will improve your games drastically. Your rating will definitely go up by at least 200 or 300 points, right? If you are good with blindfold. Now, I know there were a lot of questions, so please raise your hand, whoever has a question, and we'll take that up. Guys, any questions? Okay, Atharva.
Sir, when you say that Magnus Carlsen is the current world champion, but some days ago you said that Magnus Carlsen is now not the current world champion.
No, he is a world champion currently, right? So there's a world championship match that's going to happen, I think, later this year, which is still in dilemma. Like there might be match happening or might not be happening. So there are some dilemma there, but again, that world championship match will happen again. Is expected to happen again by the end of this year. Let's see how it goes, and if that happens, I'll definitely let you know, and you can follow that world championship match. It's a wonderful game tournament that happens. Okay, perfect. Vivan.
Can we also, if we have questions, can we also type in the chat box?
You can, but I'm not actually seeing that for now. Yeah, you can just type it out. I'll answer it. Okay, perfect. Who else had the question? Someone raised the hand. Adya, was it you? No. Okay, I don't think there is any other question. Perfect. So we'll stop blindfold here. Class is not over yet, right? We are going to learn. I promised you one more thing in the last class. We're going to learn today, right? But with blindfold, I want you to go ahead and practice this, because as much as you practice, that's how much you will go ahead. Okay. Okay, Abhiram, do you have a question, Abhiram? No. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So if that is the case, then we'll stop blindfold here. That's the first part, right? We didn't do anything in blindfold today. What we did, we just saw a very high level video, how blindfold is actually played out, right? Next thing what we learned today was how to remember the square name. It's just about odd number, right? If A1 is A1 is that means A2 will be white, black, white, black. So it's just about odd and even. You just need to remember the eight square, and that we don't need to remember A, C, E, right? You can just follow that sequence as well. And just logic, if you remember the name of one square, every square will come with a logic. All right. Any questions? Perfect. So this is very high level of blindfold, a very high level. We are going to continue this in the coming classes, right? Perfect. So now let me share my screen. Now I'm going to teach you something called rating calculation, right? So now what is this, sir? So whenever you play a tournament, right? I'm not saying about legion.
Ma'am, sir, rating calculation I know.
Okay, very well. If you know it, then nothing like it. It will be a good revision for you. Okay. But again, it's not something you should know. It is just something extra that I'm telling you. So it is something that if you know, it's well and good. It's very good. If you don't know, again, nothing bad happening. Okay. With this rating calculation, the main purpose why I'm teaching you this rating calculation is because whenever you choose a FIDE-rated tournament, you have to ensure you choose a perfect tournament that is based on the rating calculation. If you choose an incorrect tournament, that may go very wrong with your career, right? Initial career. Again, if you work hard, that will never be an showstopper, but that will not go very good with your initial part of the career. Okay. So let me just share my screen. So say you're going to play a tournament, okay, a rating tournament. So in rating tournament, how will you get a FIDE rating? When you play against 5 rated opponent and you will defeat you will get at least half points. Okay, there are 3 rules for getting a rating, FIDE rating I'm saying, right? First rule is at least 5 rated opponents, right? Second one, gain at least half points, means at least a draw. And third point, your performance should be at least 1000, right? Overall performance. When I'm saying performance, it means overall performance, right? Now, sir, what is this thing? I'm getting confused. Okay, no worries. I'll clear that confusion. So when I say 5 opponents, so say you went ahead and played a FIDE rating tournament. Okay, you got first opponent whose rating was 1100 or 1000, say for example, right? And what you did, you won against this opponent. You won, right? You got 1 point. Wow. Next opponent you got was 1100, and you again did a fabulous performance. You again won this game, right? Third opponent was 1200 opponent. This is rating, right? What I'm saying, this 1000, 1100 is the rating, right? What you did, you did a draw against this opponent. I have gained 2.5 points. Next, you got a 1300 opponent. And what happened here? You lost. I'm just giving some random example. I'm not saying you're going to lose. I'm just giving random examples. Again, 1400 opponent, you again lost, right? Now, what happened? You played 5 opponent, you scored 2.5 points. Now, what will be your rating? If you take an average of all this, right? Average is coming to 1200. And you have scored 2.5 score, right, out of 5. Correct? Out of 5 points, you have scored 2.5 points. Means the rating that you will get initially will be 1200. Okay. Now say a same situation happens, a different case number 2. Your first opponent was same 1000, right? What you did, you won against this. Say second opponent was 1200. Say again you won against this opponent, right? Then you got a 1400. Here you got a draw. Next you got a 1600. Here you got a loss. And then 1800. Here you got a loss. Here what happened in this case, the opponent that you faced was a stronger opponent, right? The ratings were higher. So the initial rating that you will get will be 1400 because the average you are getting is 1400. Okay. All right, guys. I know this is a bit theory. I'm just telling you for knowledge. I'm not telling you for anything else. It's just a knowledge thing. Okay. Your average is coming 1400. That's why your initial rating will come up to 1400. And this is only happening because you have scored exactly half of the total points. Suppose if you would have gained here, for example, if you were to gain here 3.5, right? Then your rating would be 1240, means 20 points increase for every half point extra that you have gained. So again, let's not go into detail. What I wanted to explain you here, that when you play a stronger tournament, right, where the opponent will be stronger rated opponent, even if you lose, you'll get a higher rating than your initial rating. Okay, so whenever you're choosing a FIDE rated tournament, always ensure it's a very high level, high rated tournament. So a lot of people, what they do basically, when they choose a tournament, they will ensure the first rated that they will get will be 2400, for example. Winning and losing is different thing, right? Second rated that they get will be 2200. Again, they will lose. I'm just giving examples. I'm not saying they will lose. I'm saying just an example. Okay. Now third, what they got was 1600. Maybe they put a draw, right? Then 1200, they won. Another 1200, they won. Now, if you take an average here, average will be somewhere around 1600, right? 1600. So even if they did not do anything differently, they just won against the same level of opponent where they were winning earlier, right? But now their rating will be somewhere around 600. I did not do a maths here. Some you have to take an average, and given you have scored exactly half point, you will get the average. It will be your rating, right? So this makes it very important that first tournament that you play should be a very strong tournament. Okay, guys, any questions here? Raise your hand if you have any questions. I know this was a pretty theory, but yeah, let me know if you have a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir, I have a question. How do we start getting this FIDE rating?
so that's what I was saying. You have to play a FIDE rated tournament. And
Yeah.
again, whenever you choose a FIDE rated tournament, you have to ensure you are choosing a very strong FIDE rated tournament, not a loose one. So that's why what I recommend always, you start playing the local tournaments. Don't play FIDE rating tournament at the initial stage. First start performing very good in the local tournament and then go and play the FIDE rated events. Okay. Because when you're going and playing the FIDE rated events, you have to ensure that you're giving your best there. Yes, Ritupan.
So what is FIDE rated?
Okay, very good question. Very good question. Now, what is FIDE? FIDE is World Chess Federation. And whatever rating you have on Leechess, chess.com, it doesn't add any value. It's all just for our reference that how good we are playing, right? We cannot show it anywhere. FIDE rating is something that is a main rating that is accepted globally. If you get FIDE rating once, that means you are now an international level chess player, right? Even if you get a FIDE rating, that means you are an international level chess player now. Okay, and that's the reason why we say when you go and play your initial tournament, you have to ensure that you're playing a strong tournament.
Okay, so this tournament which I won, like zonal,
that was not a FIDE rating tournament. So whenever there's a FIDE rating tournament, this tournament name will have that saying that it's a FIDE rated tournament. Okay, so it will be like very clearly mentioned there. So most of the tournament it will be playing will not be FIDE rated even. Yes, sir. Jen, sir.
Sir, last class, like you told about the chessarena.com, which has FIDE.
Correct.
For kid plays there. Did he get FIDE rating?
Correct. Even he will get FIDE rating, but that FIDE rating will not be the actual FIDE rating. Again, FIDE have two types of rating. First one is FIDE rating, and second is arena rating, FIDE arena rating. Both of them are considered definitely, but FIDE offline tournament rating is the most important rating that is accepted globally. Arena rating is again accepted globally, but the weightage of offline tournament is more.
Okay, so now like if the kids play now for practice the chessarena.com, so will that help them or?
Definitely that will help. Definitely that will help.
So better than Leechess, right?
Leechess and chess.com are private websites.
Yeah, Leechess, you told that it is our own reference.
Yeah, it's a private website. So basically, whenever you play on chess.com or Leechess or any other platform like this, Chess Tempo, any other, they're just for your practice. You're practicing so that when you go and play on FIDE, you're giving a best possible fight from the starting stage itself.
Okay. And one more question, like which is apart from this, like is there any platform where we can go and like in Leechess when we play a game, after that the teacher analyzes our game. So is there any platform where we can go and we can analyze the real player's game, the world level player game?
You can go to any of the website. All the website have this functionality. You can go to Leechess, just see any game that is already going on, and you can just see how they're playing in.
No, not within ourselves. I'm saying any
I'm
world
saying
level.
anyone, any game. So say for example, let me actually share my screen. I'll just give you a very high level how it works.
Like in YouTube, we can find some recorded videos.
Okay, I've shared my screen. So basically what I need to do, I need to go to the home page. Say for example, there's a person whose rating is 3166, right? Definitely he should be a good player. Click on his
Yes.
name.
Okay.
Right? Go to the games and you see all games that he has played. Just select any of the game and you can start analyzing.
Okay.
Right? So you can just put anyone's name and you can just start analyzing.
Okay.
Okay, Sanskruti. Sorry, you have a question, Sanskruti. Tell me. Which part you missed that, Sanskruti? I just saw your message.
I still didn't understand what was
That rating. Oh, did you just join?
No.
No? Okay. You mean the rating part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically in rating part, what I did, I just gave a very high level calculation, how the rating works. Okay. So if you see this, what do you have to ensure whenever you're playing the initial tournament, you have to ensure that the initial tournament that you play, the first tournament has to be very strong tournament where you get like very good rated opponents. Okay. So that was all that you have to learn from this calculation. You don't need to learn the calculation. All that you need to learn is that the first tournament that you select should be a very strong tournament. Okay. And even if you don't understand this, even if you feel it's a bit confusing, don't worry. It's not something you should know. It is something it's better for you to know. Right? It is not something you have to know to play chess. No, it doesn't have any relation to chess. Right? It's all maths. Correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. Abhiram, you have a question?
Hi, sir.
Hi.
I just have a question. I understood now, like how FIDE rating is calculated, because you're thinking like, no, we are starting from zero. Then how exactly the first game plays role? But how, like after first game, when we play the second tournament, second FIDE rated tournament, how the points that we already have? Imagine he got some 1200 points.
So yeah, fair point. I think a fair question. So basically, how it works. So if I get a FIDE rating now, I have played 5 opponents, right? At the month end, the FIDE will every month end, right? FIDE will release a rating list that will tell you what is your rating.
Okay.
Now, when you play the next opponent, now there is something called there's something that is calculated based on the difference of your opponent of your rating and your opponent's rating. Suppose say you have played against your opponent whose rating is maybe 400 more than your.
Okay.
Right now there is something called K factor. Again, calculation is like too much maths. I don't want to go into it. Suppose for say if your K factor is 40, if you have played against a 400 point greater opponent than you, and you won against that opponent, that means you will get some 39.5 points.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
It's just about probability. If your opponent is 400 point more than you, stronger than you, that means you have a 0 probability to win.
Okay.
Right? That means you'll get the entire factor that you have, you'll get it to your account.
And are these points going to reduce as well if we lose the game?
Reduce, it will increase.
Oh, okay.
If you lose, it will reduce. If you win, it will increase.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. It's clear.
Yes, Devij.
Sir, I think I've defeated five rated players, I think.
5 rated, but it was not a rating tournament, right? So you have to play rating tournament. Yeah, for that you have to play rating tournament and then you have to defeat. So I'll help you like with the rating events, but I would say first like continue. I know you're playing offline, you're performing very well there. Continue doing that for maybe a couple of more months and then we'll go for the rating events. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So just to give a heads up, like Divij is like one of the very brilliant kid who is performing outside. So yeah, very well done, very good job there, Divij. Okay, we won. Sorry.
So is the tournament we play now? Is it weighted?
No, this is a leeches tournament. This is to practice. Right? You have again when you go and play the rating tournament. Trust me, there's no one who is easy player. Like there you will find that all the players are just like me. Right? Once you start defeating me in every game, that's when you have to start. You have to identify yourself as a very good rated player, and you have to go and start playing the tournament. Okay. So you have to first practice hard, first like make yourself to that level, and then let's go and start defeating. All right. Yes, Arpan. Arpan, you had a question?
2 minutes, sir.
Okay, no worries. Okay, Kushagar, you can go in the interim.
Yes, sir. So I wanted to ask, how strong should the level be? Like intensity, what should it should be? Like Hikaru participate in that tournament, that level?
Sorry, can you repeat that once again?
Yeah, how strong should these tournament be? Like
Okay, so
Hikaru
consider it this
participates
way.
in that.
Consider it this way. If your leeches rating has gone to 1900, that means you
Oh,
are equivalent to some 1200 or 1300 FIDE rating.
oh, okay.
Right now you can feel the strength, right?
Yeah.
You can relate it now. Okay, Arpan, are you there? You have a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, that we have in intermediate players, according to leeches ratings or the FIDE ratings.
No, so currently you're not playing, again, don't get confused between leeches rating and FIDE rating, right? So currently whatever we are doing, we are playing on leeches. Why we are doing it? To practice. Once you practice, once your leeches rating goes around 1600, 1700 or 1800, that means now you're ready to go and play in the offline tournament and even the FIDE rated tournament and perform very well there.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And sir, then leeches 1500 ratings will like you as a
1500 rating leeches will, I'll not say it's a very good rating. So like again, it's not as good as to go and defeat some 1200, 1300 in FIDE rated, right? So at least play a bit harder, try to get your leeches rating to 1700. And once you do that,
when we have 1700 ratings, we are ready to like intermediate player.
You're already intermediate player. That's why all.
No, sir, I am not an
So,
intermediate player. I am having 800
okay.
ratings.
All right, no worries. So basically, what you have to do there, like in that case, once your rating is 1600, 1700 leeches, that means you are very good to go and start fighting even a FIDE rated tournament. Once your rating reaches on leeches maybe 1300 or 1200, that's the time you should go start playing offline, right? Some offline tournament. And once you play some tournament there, you get some exposure, then you should go and start playing the FIDE rated event. Yes, Pranil.
When I defeat someone who's 3000 rating, will my rating become 3000?
No, it doesn't go in one shot. You have to do a consistent performance.
Okay.
Right? It'll keep on increasing, maybe 20 point, 30 point, 12 point, 5 points per game, right? And if your K is for 40 until 18th age, then it'll maybe maximum you can increase in one game is 40 or 39. Okay, Divij, you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to say I'm really looking to get
Definitely, even I am looking for that.
I'm already 1618 reaches.
Correct. So even I am looking for that. So Divij will connect for this one separately. Okay. Okay, Garima.
Sir, when I play, so my rating is the lowest in the whole class.
No worries. Again, one other thing I keep on saying from starting, never follow a leeches rating. Leeches rating is just an indication that, okay, I'm playing very well. I'm able to defeat, right? It's just an indication. Never go with that or saying that, okay, my leeches rating is very low. I am not performing well. It's not like that. If your leeches rating is low, that means you're doing some mistake at some point, right? Doesn't mean that you're playing the entire game bad. So there's a saying that even if you like one single bad move is worse than 40 good moves, right? So one single bad move can make you lose a game. So what we are doing here, we are ensuring that we don't do that one single bad move and consistently, like simultaneously keep on performing that 40 good moves as well, right? So trust me, that will like don't go with leeches rating, and maybe you can call me after the session. We can connect separately and we can discuss it out. Okay, any other question? I think Medant, you has question, right? Yes, sir.
No, nothing. I just told that as you said, you can just share the details with us on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I will do that. Definitely. Just if in case I don't, just like put me a message, I'll just remind me, I'll just send it across. I have the link handy, I can share it across. Okay. Any other question, guys? So this is all what I wanted to teach from my side today. Now I'll open the floor for any question that you guys have.